You saw two good Big 12 teams, compete really hard for 40 minutes. It's probably a game as you would expect. As you guys up here are probably used to, really physical. So a lot of fouls and a lot of free throws both ways. And we just made a couple more plays at the end than they did. That's what it comes down to in this league.
Coach, in that final timeout kind of situation, and you're on defense, at that point, what kind of things are you stressing to your players, at that moment?
And on the last possession,
well, I mean,
organized or the last one,
as you guys were in your timeout, getting ready to prepare for their last possession.
I was wrestling with going zone for a while there because Carter, we just couldn't contain. He literally lived in our paint area the entire second half. I was hesitant though because they got so many good shooters that sometimes when you go zone, you give yourself make yourself vulnerable there. So we went zone. We just talked about making sure we try to contain the ball. And then I thought was the key to the game. When the shot goes up, we've got to limit them to one shot per possession. Obviously, one of the most physical rebounding teams in the country, and they are every year. So for us to hold them to one offensive rebound, I think in the second half was something that really, I think, put us over the top.
And then Kendall's offensive rebounds there in the last minute or so seemed to be key for you guys.
Yeah, we thought we could get some. We thought we would have some opportunities to go get some extra shots, and we did. And then, Lindy Waters, come down there and made a few big shots there. Lindy Waters steps up, and he hadn't been shooting the ball great. Really hadn't been much of a factor in today's game at all to that point, but made two really big shots for us. Shows the kind of confidence that he continues to have even through games where he's not scoring well.
Smith had the ball there, and he talked about, he was going, maybe he was going to shoot, but he saw Lindy in the corner. Is that sort of obviously it's not a design play, but sort of play you guys would like to see him make the extra pass?
Yeah, we spread the floor out a little bit more when we lost McGriff. We went to a smaller lineup because we didn't have another big body that I felt comfortable with in that situation. But what it did was it gave us another shooter on the court. So you got Waters and Shine and Carroll. So we just was putting Solomon in ball screens and spacing the floor out and making sure that those guys understood it's not for you to just go shoot a shot, but make a good decision. And in that situation, Kendall made the right play and got it to an open teammate for a good shot.
What about the first half, especially that McGriff gave you? I'm not saying if he didn't show up that it might have been a different game at halftime, but certainly what he did the first 20 minutes kept it tight.
Yeah, I mean, that's who McGriff's been for about 3 weeks for us now. He played probably a little bit better than he played today a week ago in March. He's becoming more consistent, a guy that we can count on. So in the first half, he certainly was the guy that kept us within striking distance, even though we didn't play a great half of basketball. We limited our turnovers in the first half, which is what really helped us. They got some second chance shots, and then we turned it over a little bit more, but didn't lead to too many baskets. And we did the job on the defensive glass to give us a chance. And he definitely led the charge on both of those areas.
You mentioned that West Virginia has a bunch of shooters. Huggins was just in here and kind of going about not having shooters and says that defenses account for that back a little bit. Their statistics, their performances, how does that factor into how you guard them?
I mean, we know it starts with Carter. I mean, he is the engine. He makes him go both ways. He's the best defender in the country. It's not even close. In fact, he's so good that a lot of teams don't even let their point guard play point guard during the game. Now, fortunately for us, we run a system sometimes that allows multiple guys to handle the ball, so we try to take that factor out as much. But from their offensive standpoint, once you deal with him, which we didn't do a very good job of, I've never seen a big kid get this much better this quickly during the season as Konate has. You guys are for a treat. You get to see him play every day. I hate to see him because he's not on my team. But he's tremendous. So those are the guys where it starts. And then from time to time, you miss shots. We've been through that. We got good shooters who haven't made shots from game to game as consistently as we would like. And when that happens in this league, you don't have as much success. So I got confidence that Bolden and Miles and Harris and those guys will get going, and Carter's always going to be there.
You're going to request to just play road games now the rest of the
road games on a Saturday, whatever it takes.
When Issa gets the and one and then gets that alley-oop lob, which I think makes it a 5-point game with about 3 minutes to go, and it feels like it might be getting away. What were you guys talking about? Did that just open you guys up to, hey, nothing to lose, be free and shoot it?
No, I mean, we don't play that way. We come in expecting to win. I know no one else does ever, but that's okay. We prepare. We practice hard. Our our staff does a good job of trying to scout and all that stuff, and I feel like we don't have a bunch of All-Americans. We got good players. We have 5 guys in double figures, you know. So I'm not going to short my guys and saying that we just played like it didn't matter. We got 5 Big 12 wins. We beat Oklahoma. We beat Kansas in Lawrence. At some point, maybe the conversation needs to turn to, you know, Oklahoma State's not awful. Let's just give us that. They're not awful. I mean, let's go from awful to not awful. And then eventually we'll become, they're okay, and we'll keep recruiting and get better, and we'll be good.
How often would you say you go on the road, but the other team shoot 52%, they make 85% free throws, and you win the game?
Not very often. Not very often. Shows you the type of focus and the resilience that our guys had today. Again, the key in the first half is, you know, a lot of times you come in here and you're down 15 and a half because you got 12 turnovers and they've got 20 points off 12 turnovers. We had 5 turnovers, and 3 of them I think were like in the first 2 minutes of the game. So we played basically 18 minutes of basketball against a really aggressive defense without turning it over. Now, we didn't shoot a high percentage, but a lot of their offense comes from forcing transition baskets. We felt like if we could take care of the ball, our defense could be good enough to at least make them take harder shots. And we did that for the most part. And then in the second half, when we did guard them, we didn't allow them to get second and third opportunities like we did in the first half.
Anything else? Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.